What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to take a look at Guardians of the Galaxy running on the Nintendo Switch. This is the cloud version, the only way you can play the game there. So we are docked with Ethernet. I'm going to do an internet connection test here. Now, no matter how many times I run this test, I will max out at the 68 megabits per second down, 18.5 up. No matter what I do. Let me know if anybody else gets any different results. This is 1 gig internet. Gets about 950 down on my PC and 500 on my Xbox. So this just kind of is what it is, but we're also going to take a look at handheld or tabletop mode here in a little bit as well. So this is what you get once you launch the game. Press any button to continue, and then it's going to launch you into the next screen. Now, unfortunately, you do have to go through this every time. I guess one perk to the cloud version would be you don't have to do any downloading or taking up any space on your system, but there are some issues here and there, and one little gripe is you will have to kind of do this every time you go in and click on the same little agreement each time. But then you'll get into the game, and I'll speed us past the menus, and we'll just get into the gameplay here. So what's actually really impressive, and it has been with most of the cloud games on the Switch, is the stream quality itself, as far as like the clarity and not really being pixelated and having those kind of issues. Really good, but maybe also to its detriment, because I'm not quite sure what's causing it, but many of the cloud version games on the Switch, and especially this one, do suffer from a stutter. And that stutter feels more of a stream issue, as if you do have the bitrate cranked too high or something like that, because the game does try to target a fairly decent FPS, and it does feel like 60 a lot of the time, but there's this constant little bit of stutter that you get in the stream, is what it feels like. And it's not just this game. It's not game breaking though, and certainly the experience is more than playable on the Nintendo Switch, and being the only way that you could play it, if Switch is your only platform, I'm really glad that they've brought the game this way. Again, it's nice that you don't have any downloads. You buy the game, you're able to play it pretty much right away and get into it, not taking up space on your SD or your internal storage or anything like that. But there are things you need to have a decent, consistent internet connection. You don't have to have Ethernet. I'm going to show Wi-Fi here in just a little bit. And it is a very playable experience, but I never really could totally get that stutter issue or frame dropping or whatever's going on with the stream or to go away or to smooth out. It's not game breaking, but it's going to be there and you're going to see it. Other than that, though, everything stays really clean. And as far as latency as well, docked or handheld, it's really good. That's one good perk that I can give to it, is that the latency, the input latency, is really good. I didn't have any problems with that. It didn't feel local, of course, but it was good. It was close enough that I wouldn't complain about it. But it's the constant frame dropping and loss that we're having there, causing some of that stutter in the stream, is really the biggest complaint I have. And to be honest, I don't feel that as much when I'm playing in handheld mode. I don't know if it's just because of the smaller stream. I don't know if there's something different there. I think it could have to do with the 1080p dock versus 720p in the handheld for that screen, because it's a lot smoother handheld. And for me, that's good, because I'm playing my Switch OLED in handheld mode almost exclusively. So I've actually played a couple of hours of this game on the Switch on handheld mode, and it's been pretty good. The stutter is still a little bit there. But ultimately the experience is pretty good. Docked is where it gives me a little bit more trouble, even though I have Ethernet. Alright, so I'm going to let you see just a little bit more gameplay here without me talking. And then we're going to go ahead and switch over to a little bit of handheld or tabletop mode. We'll show you the internet connection there and how the game is running. Like I said, I felt like it was smoother in handheld, but we'll go check that out here in just a minute.
Pretty sure that way's a dead end.
You sure?
Ah, there we go. Path's this way. Come on.
How can you even tell?
Just trust me, all right? Hey, Groot, you think we could find pieces of the Tryon shard in here?
How'd you even know the other way was a dead end?
Because, unlike you, I have a very keen sense of direction.
All good, no worries.
Someone's been practicing.
Gross.
Nice splatter. Hey, 50 units says I can clear more of these suckers than you.
As if. Whoa, what the? Rocket, did you do that?
The scoreboard? You like it? Hacked it into your visor cover last time you took a snooze.
You hacked into my stuff?
Considering how many times I fixed the flarkin' thing, it might as well be my stuff. Optimal thumper placing distance should be just up ahead.
I'm Groot.
I'm thinking right in front, through the giant hole where this ship's cockpit used to be. Amazing! I should have been recording. Bridge over, Groot. I want to see if he's alive.
I'm Groot.
I don't know, but he's twitching. Flarkin, Scott stained, Quill. You okay down there?
Yep. Yeah, just, thought I saw a shortcut.
Right.
Go ahead without me. I'll catch up.
Okay, there's a crapped out Nova Corps missile bay just on the other side. We'll meet you there.
Yellow and blue missile bay. Got it.
Alright, so let's go ahead and move over to the handheld or tabletop mode here, and this was kind of last minute. I wasn't going to have this, I was going to only have dock, so forgive the video quality, but it'll still give us the same idea. I'll still be able to talk about the performance here. So as far as the internet speed, again, consistent. No matter how many times I run this, instead of 68 on Wi-Fi, I'll be around 32, maybe a little higher each and every single time, and about 18, 17 this time on the upload. Usually pretty consistent, and again, this always kind of seems capped at what it's capable of. If Nintendo Switch is going to lean on cloud games as it is for some of these bigger releases like Dying Light 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, and so forth, I would like to see them have better internet, you know, to be able to handle it. I would like the Wi-Fi and Ethernet to perform much better, even though 40 or 50 megabits per second is more than enough for cloud. It just gives you that little bit of headroom, and on top of that, there are some issues with the infrastructure, with some of the stuttering and frame drops and things like that. But as you can see here in what would be the handheld mode, what I was talking about is you'll still see some of the stuttering, but it's not as bad. Latency is even better. Feels a little bit better in handheld. So I think the streaming of the 720p on the smaller screen might be helping that out, but it was definitely a smoother, better experience in handheld. So ultimately, you know, if you've got decent internet and you're willing to risk it, you know, this may be a decent way for you to play Guardians of the Galaxy through Nintendo Switch. There is a 10-minute free trial, so you can kind of give it a little bit of a go and see how it performs for you before you dive in and spend the money. But once you do that trial and spend your money, as far as I know, it can't be returned. So enter into this with caution. But for me, the game's actually doing pretty well, and I'll be playing it in handheld mode. Alright guys, thanks a lot for coming to watch the video as always. If you haven't already, subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, and leave me your comments down below. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.